Imports were cooked here. We keep on changing. And here, the minute you take out maybe what you cook, jungle oats, you clean the pot, you pour something, bring back to the pot, and at the same time, you are running around this kitchen so that all these dishes are here with different diets, special diets, must be filled in this water, the trolley to go and deliver. And you have to rush. If you don't rush, you'll be out of time. You won't make lunch. You must come back and cook lunch. While you're cooking lunch, you must wash the dishes.
In the kitchen, there was this thing for flies. That net, you will get that net in kitchen, and you must keep that window open. You know? If you can see the door out of that grill, you'll see it's got that fine net for the flies. You must keep the kitchen clean. It was the way it was. They changed this nail of both. So with the time they changed this, at least I was there in the kitchen. Everything, we used to get food to cook from the big kitchen there. We used to keep the food here. There was where we used to put the pot, the clean pots there, shiny clean pots there.
Firstly, i-setup ibima kanje. Uyabona thina angithi uhenge bebese reception kakhulu. So yiba babazi already first ukuthi kukhona abantu abangenayo, kukhona abantu abazohamba. Thina what we are going to see sizobona ngabantu njena sebefika. Of course lesikhipana. Yabona. Basho ukuthi kukhona abantu abafikayo. Yabona. So befika abantu, we're not allowed to talk to them. Then all the patients and the other cleaners will be moved to that side. The TB section, it will be closed. Even the window, they will tell them to close all those windows. Yeah. And these people will be packed here outside until such time that is when they need them inside. Then now it will be a queue to inside to be checked, so as to make a medical file for that individual. And from there, they are being taken out of the hospital. Then they come maybe the following day to come and see the doctor, or 2 days after, because the doctor used to come on Mondays and Thursdays. If they arrive here on Monday, so late, they can't be attended. They will only be attended on Thursday. If it's on Tuesday, then they'll be fortunate they'll be attended on Thursday. Even if you are sick, all right, will you get that medication that they can give you, the warders? Then, of course, maybe the doctor now will prescribe another medicine for you.
Discipline no pravik. Ba, pravik ebengozi qhi uba noba uyifuna ipilisi ukunika ipilisi uphethe amanzi amanzi any pilisi adike awusoze uthathe la pilisi ubeka abaphansi ukuthi hayi ndophela ndiyitsheke la nto unika itablet akunika amanzi isele yeah. So njengomthwalo ke babethanda sometimes abanye abantu babesitshayeli ngoku sesikwazi ngokuthenga nezinto from i-tuck shop. Abanye batya into zabo, but funeka bayitye ilande imile ethile phambi kwento yoba batye i-tablet. So we used to warm up ukutya kwabo apha.
This was, sort of a waiting ward, you see? And later it changed to be that. It was a medical storeroom now, you see? Because why? Our medical storeroom was down there. Now, they discovered that it is too far for them, so it's better to bring it here. So this was now later changed to be our storeroom, medical storeroom. At the same time, it was also used as a consulting room when there are two doctors, especially the eye specialist and the ENT. Doctors when they visited, because sometimes it happens that they clash with the doctor that is supposed, like our district sergeant. So now they would put this other doctor here. Dr. Kala Amesa. It only changed later when I think they felt now things were much better now. They can take us to sick bay. They would say the doctor, this specialist from mainland, they would be going straight to sick bay, and then the patient will be taken by ambulance to sick bay. I won't talk only about this single cell and I'll talk about the whole section.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the section where TB cases were kept. The reason for keeping them this side, it was because, at that time, TB medicine, it has time, that it takes its effect on you. Now, during that time, you are still infectious, you see. So they had to keep you one side. So the purpose was to keep you to keep a TB patient one side. But at the same time, with the warders, it was not, a way of saving life. It was sometimes in a way of punishment. You are sick and you are punished, because they would lock the door at the time when a sick patient, a TB patient, has to go out and get sunshine, and then they'll be locked here maybe for the rest of the whole day. So this was the section for TB section. I call it the TB section. I think the comrades can explain who stayed here, like Comrade Manangwane and Comrade Chai.
Well, I think this is where I was staying. We were given 15 minutes exercise before lunch and after lunch. And even here, this during the day, they locked them until we complained, because there were small buckets, which was like those what we used in the food section before because the only toilets which was a public was one in the bathroom. So in which not everybody can go there anytime. So to open these doors during the day was a privilege. We only met when we were called for exercise, they opened this door, on condition that there are no people come to see their doctor. That was the only condition, because we're not even allowed to chat with people, because now that would be telling our corporate here that how we're being treated was the typical case. Well, on the side of the nurses, we didn't have a problem with them. They were more sympathetic with us. And for instance, those days, the food, somebody would come with the food on the grill, they would put it under the door there. And when we finished to eat, we'd take our dishes and bring them there. Particularly when it was still criminal, during the first integration of our guys, things were not very good. It was better when it was then, because they could see if we were giving some treatment, then they'll make sure that we are getting it. But when their predecessors, those criminals, even if you have a diet, for instance, like mosquito milk, they'll pour water and they will take it away. You won't complain, it was more better when we were treated by our people. That's why we appreciated that. So this was the situation of the whole hospital here. We come and go, we come and go, we come and go.
Pt.3 will not now, but being now in isolation, especially TB cases. There's lots of blood vessels, then they were article, I peliba positive of our general section, by SPT.
It's only two side patients which were kept here, and they were not kept for a long time. Due to the fact that is somehow I intervened, and that is okay, fine. I can see he's not normal, but I think if that person can be in my cell, I will try and help, so that he can recover very quickly. because I felt maybe at times, leaving a person in a ward alone, you see, it aggravates, that thing. Because, yeah, because now there is no way of, trying to air some of the anger that the person has, you see. So then I intervened, that is, they should be taken to the setting in which I was.
This simply means that it is, my belief is God. I believe in Nyari Rarubimba as my God and who protected me throughout my life, and he is the one who has been responsible for my release, and he kept me safe until today that I managed to come and see the cell where I stayed for the rest of my stay here on island. So I thank him very much that when others could not be in a position to can view or to can see New South Africa, I managed. That is through his efforts. I was kept in this cell for 6 years of my stay here on the island. I was convicted meanwhile for 7 years. In 10 years, but 3 years ran concurrently with 7 years, of which I had to serve 7 years. I still remember very well here, there was a bucket here used as a toilet. It used to be here. There was no such thing as this. This seemed to have been fitted recently. The only thing that I know was a mat put here. I came here being a patient already. Things started the day when I was arrested as a terrorist at home, and I was assaulted, and my assault finally led to a disease or a sickness called fit. So it so happened that when I came to Robben, Iceland, I arrived here in 1978. I think it was on the 24th of July. No, 24th of August 1978. That's the day I arrived here. 2 months or 3 months later, then the same fit story accidentally cropped up. I fainted there and I was carried, I don't know how I was carried to the hospital here. And the only thing that I can tell is that I woke up here in hospital and I could feel weak and I wasn't alright. Then I was admitted in the ward here. So there was no problem. I was given treatment which I did not know. 2 or 3 weeks later, I was discharged. The same thing happened again. I think it was on January 1979. Then I fell there. I was carried again to the hospital. And that time, I think it was more severe than it was in 1978. It was then suggested by the doctor who was here that I must be kept in a single cell, the single cell over that side, that I must be kept there in the single cell, because the doctor said he doesn't know what to prescribe for me. So there was no prescription at all. And when I was in a cell there, I could discover that I've been kept here. But the problem is this: I'm alone, and yet there is no prescription. And that made me not to understand how a patient can be kept in an isolation without a prescription. One morning, the captain arrived there. He was on inspection. He was going around here inspecting, I think, prisoners, and he came to me there. And I wanted to know from him why I've been kept here. He said, you have been kept here as a patient. What type of a patient am I? Said you fell there, and we learn, we do have in our record that you are a person who sometimes faint and so on. Then we felt you must stay here. Then I resisted that. I told the captain, no, I cannot just come and stay here alone, mainly because of that. I think something must be done about my situation. And to me, it was psychologically affecting me as the result that I couldn't understand why I should be kept in that cell alone when I know very well that patients are kept here. Then after that confrontation with the captain, and I was taken to now a single cell, right in the same section of the hospital, that I will stay there in that section. But I couldn't even get any medication. It is after a long time that some people could ask why this person is kept there alone and what does it mean, that others took it to themselves. I mean inmates around here, especially a person that I would mention is Comrade Pt.3. That Comrade Pt.3 came the other day here, then he talked to me through one of the windows here. And he wanted to know why I've been kept here alone. Then I told him that I've been kept here because they are saying that I'm here on observation. And yet I explained the whole situation, how I came to the hospital there. And I think the comrade did take this matter he discussed the matter with Comrade Madiba at B section. Then the commanding officer came to me there, and he told me that I will now be referred here to the hospital, that I will stay here in hospital. Then I did ask, staying in hospital, getting treatment or not? Then he said, no, you'll get all the privileges, but you will stay here. And what used to happen is that when that thing affects me, it makes me to be very, very much weak for about 2 to 3 weeks, or even 4 weeks. Without even, I lose everything, energy and what have you. But now, I was expected that when I am staying here, I should wake up very early in the morning like any other person. And to rest assure you, then it's very difficult. That thing has been going on even now, it happens at times. But, I become so weak, I like to sleep. Once that thing happens today, it would mean for the next 2 weeks, I'll be sleeping, I won't be going up and down. That is the situation which finally led me to confront the authorities here. And that was turned to mean Mukesi is mentally deranged, something like that, or disturbed. Then the doctor who came to me, who was supposed to treat me, approved that he is not mentally fit to can stay here, because when you want him to wake up in the morning for inspection, he does not wake up in the morning. There was a time when that door was opened so that I'll be allowed to come and watch here. He needs to come and watch here, or to can walk around here. So this was my bathroom. This was my bathroom by then. That is after negotiations which were conducted by our leaders, such as Comrade Madiba Mandela, B section. So they then allow me to come here and use this space, the whole space I've been using, but I was alone by then. Until finally that I clashed with Kaminga, the medical authority. Then this is what happened here in this corner. I still remember very well. This is what happened in this corner. I was standing here. This is the original color. He opened up here, then he called me. He wanted to get complaints from me. It was very early in the morning. Then I said to him that my complaint is that I've been segregated for a long time and I cannot just stay here as an animal. I tried to explain that throughout my stay in prison, I've been staying alone. I was arrested and detained for a very, very long time, and yet I am here again, meaning I'll be spending more than 12 to 13 years staying alone in a single cell, and that is psychologically affecting me. Then he said, no, that is not his business, because Nelson Mandela did negotiate for me and I misbehaved. And as such, the captain, the commanding officer of the prison, said I must be kept there. Then we started, the struggle ensued here. Then I pushed him here. This is what happened. I pushed him, he came here now. That's, let me just demonstrate what happened. And by then I was really too strong, very, very strong. I'm not what I am now today. I think some comrades on Robben Island will also agree that Mukesi was the fittest guy here. Then I had to push him against the wall. And that was also another offense, that I had to do that to the captain. Then he went to the headquarters, and in fact he phoned the commanding officer. The commanding officer came here and gave a second order, and that is the order which finally made me to stay here in that single cell until the day when I was released here on Robben Island.
All those were taken to Cape Town. I once called there for operation. We were chained, even in the bed, even if you are going to be operated. You will not be free. Yes, you'll be free on this party, but down there, you will have chain on your foot. If you are going to sleep in hospital, you sleep with chains. If you are going to operations, you will go operation with chains. They cannot free you until they brought you back to the Robben Island. That's how it's been treated. That's why you operate today, tomorrow they take you away. And you find that those security, they don't care what the doctors say. If they say operator tomorrow, they come there, they'll force the nurse to discharge you, even if the doctor is not there. That's why some comrades were brought here. You find that some of them, they're brought here before they wake up. That means the scene will end up on the airway with the van. And when they came here, all those things are aggravated. So that was an attitude that was being displayed.
Yeah, this cell was a cell that was used for transit. All the patients that are going to Cape Town for whether for admission or for a checkup, this was a cell that we were using. And especially maybe when a patient is very ill, he was supposed to be kept in this ward, because this ward, it's just next to the surgery here.
In 1979, taphatwa i-appendix phaa phezulu utata uMashaba wayengukhokho wathi hey that time lizondenza into week hey kanti andilibonanga ekhaya ndahamba nge-speedboat nda-operator ndabuya ndahlala apha ekuhlaleni kwam apha hayi ndihlale nje ixesha elincinci mhlawumbi inyanga ntonto ndaphuma ndaphinda ndabuyela ekhitshini. Emveni kwexeshana elithile ndimkile ndiyakhumbula kule bed le kwake kwalala icomrade apha u-IQ Skajabu wayeoperatwe Kapa wasiwa phaa kulaa jethi intontoni kwakwalijethi kwakwisele zazibandani bazachithwa kwakwisele zibandagqithi phaa wafakwa phaa ususwa bakhe kanti kwathiwa hayi we-operatwe ngemistake waphantsi ufa lapho le ndaba I think nguPet Khumalo ingathi nguPet Khumalo wathathwa wabalekiswa emveni kubalekisiwe bakuthiyu wehlala uthiyu uRamadzuli sineminyaka bani Ramadzuli
Late now, yeah.
Ramadzuli ene operation ende wayemamya esibhedlele naye but lo wayeserious wa-operatwa namhlanje wagoduswa namhlanje but waphinda wabuyisela I think wahlala i-3 weeks yonke but so ngaphaya kwakukhona ubhiza enye iponi kade yasesibukeni encinci imfutshane yafika ngo-77 khona iponi encinci imfutshane kade yayigula nayo mayiquqe ekapa gqithi yamazi ubhiza wayibhilonga kwiponi kwi-PAC Bravik encinci nqabile wayengafana thanda uthetha saphinda same hospital kwakuye lo mfana lo uphethe kwaya umzizi manganesenomka mzizi wase-Alexander wayekwenza appendix hey yaphindaphindwa umzizi nami ukuthi uyawazi bulala umzizi ungweni
umzizi lo semkhonto isibongo sakhe
ungubeni wayehlela wa-operate kabini naye wathe operatiwe yavuza yanobufu wathini washusha waphinda waleqiswa eKapa waphinda wabuya wasele khona waphinda waleqiswa kwathi uyodrainwa vyendu imani ungaphili lana khona enye iponi yayenza ukuthi litotitral ivithelwa mahulu zabe yaze-alert so kwakuhlala yona kwakuhlala uDartmore Johnson phaa wayengukuka phaa udouble engine so zizinto endizikhumbulayo kodwa endizikhumbula kakhulu eziserious zezi zalo mfo wa-operatwa wathi wayokothukela zathi ziphele zayintoni za-injection wabe esejethi intontoni phaa kwezasele ejethi 1 wazoqabulekela but ke ultimate baphinda bamthumela
kanti izokufela apha suffering from chronic bronchitis ne-ulcers ne-hypertension xa ndifike lapha ku-Victor ndingakwazi ukutya kakuhle ndingakwazi nokulala into ayinamandla kakhulu i-hypertension because of my Jewish family which was in Israel wayendinesa lo mfo ndikhumbula ukufika uka-Omar ndimcela ukuthi maka-communicate ngenxa ye-hypertension maka-communicate ne-Israel i-Red Cross yase-Israel Odom bandifunele ifamily yam e-Israel. I'm married to a Jewish woman with my little one omncane good wandifumanela bona kodwa ke athi amabhonisa isayiko not here in South Africa. So Omar wandizamela ukuthi afumane information ndafumana the younger sister to my wife owaye kwi-German airliner bandikhuphela yona ipicture yakhe ifoto baziphindisele emva nansi i-hypertension apha ehle khona so ndayifumana kwi-National Geographic abakwazi ukuzikhwira apha e-ofisini ndeza nayo abaningi ndiyakholwa ndiyakhumbula comrade isister enkosikazi yam endandibeke etafuleni apha ngobantu abasayikhumbulayo emhlophe ijudakazi right nanzi izinto ke zazindibulala apha even then ndanyamezela kunzima kum ukamaka no-Victor andimele ngenyawo ndathathwa ndathunyelwa eWoodstock bafike eWoodstock bathi ndine-appendix kwafika 3 specialists eWoodstock bathi abanye baphikisa bathi nowasiyiyo bathi abanye yiyo andifaka ke lwamthi kwi-drip ukuba mandibe hypnotized andavuma ukufa yathi i-specialist niyekeni wafika wesithathu wathi there's something wrong with my diaphragm and ubhobhosi wami utye uzele ukutya okubi bandiphindisela apha ku-Victor ndazaba lapha ndizofumana i-treatment apha ndandise ndincamile ubomi bam sithi ke okay kwakenzeka okwenzekayo but apho ndandiqabelele khona ukuthi if my family can know in Israel ukuze ndithathe le nkosikazi yayindihambe lapha eSoweto kuba amabhulu wathi seyisaliyiqo woriyemey J-Dromnet ndathatha le nkosikazi libe ndihambe lapha endigcinile umzi wam eDube usekhona namanje. So ke loo nto ndithi ke I want to respect this word uba kulapho nasendincame ubomi bam khona. Ndandihlala nee-comrades ezicritical njengoba besitsho phaa amadoda endiphethe kakubi ndibe discouraged ilathu uVictor thetha naye sasilapha sonke kuba nzima nasebusuku. So ezo zinto zonke zizwe ezazihlupha
izinto zaba kahle ubuyeni kwami ngingafike ngathi kuhlala lapha ke well ngathi sishajwa ngaphendela phezulu e-ejini uma ngisejini ngadevelopa esinye isifo manje i-temperature uma ngisendaweni ebandako ngizwe ngibanda kakhulu uma ngiselanga ngizwe ngibanda kakhulu ngabuye ngeza lapha ke ekuhlala kwami lapha ngiye ngahlala nganeso after kuneso kwami ngabuyele emva ngoku-87 yathi ngo-88 ngadedwe lapha ejele-ke ngiyabona ke
It seems I see you there. Yeah, I think maybe I was then what install and yeah. But it is a naive like icon and cool bench. Oh, you're a supplier. La Zealand, the same as Lenga Kulila bathroom, where now you clean a corner, because you the toilet and then now in cleaning the sewer cleaning is okay. This was the shower and a right here called the belly.
I'm going to tell you that some reason I never know. Mfaka mvela manda mfaka phakathi umwashe umqede bemfukule futhi ngqokise hambe naye futhi naye eseleni lokho yaselana siqalekela lengane yesibili musuka na wakona ngomvasela la
Okay. I think as I indicated firstly, this was firstly used as a store, a medical store. There were shelves right around here. I think as you can see there on the wall. That is, there were shelves here. That is what we were keeping our medicine. And there was a table here. Yeah, the table was here. That is Pinar's table, and the Papina's table was somewhere there. Yeah. At that time, we didn't have that sink. Yeah, that sink. No, we didn't have that sink. When the medicine were taken from this to that other side, this was then now used as a place where to keep all the linen, plus the utensils that we use in the dispensary that side. Yeah, and the crutches, yeah, we here. Comrade Hogo, I was sleeping before he passed away. I was using that corner as my bed was there. As I said, we had about 8 beds in this room. So I was sleeping there, and he was sleeping just here. This is the bed that he was using. The reason for him to actually, for me to make use of this bed for him, it was because, for the fresh air and, to see everybody, going past, so that he can, be okay. Though at that time he wasn't feeling well. It was at a time again when he went to Cape Town, when they already declared that he's just going to survive for 2 weeks. I remember one day we tried, because he had a catheter. I think the doctor, he knows about it. Maybe some of us know about the catheter. Yeah, it's a tube that actually have a bag for urine. You see, because now your system, it's now uncontrollable, you see. So they had to use that, you see, that catheter. So at that time, he was so weak that he can't, control his system. Yeah. I remember one day when I took him out of the bed, because now, sleeping, because the one thing that I was afraid of is for him to have bed sores, you see. Because bed sore is very, very difficult to control. So I had to make sure that is each and every day, I make it to my point, that is, I have to wash him and massage him, you see, so that there is enough flow of blood at his back, because